All right. Usually I like to wait 1 minute, get some people loaded up here, and then we'll jump in and talk about what's going on.
Okay. Looks like a beautiful day there.
Oh, yeah. It's always a beautiful day on the beach. Good morning. Okay, cool. This is these guys are coming on at 9, and we'll have you guys at 9:30. And so, just if you want to get breakfast or something, have at it. Yeah. And my wife's inside. Steve's inside. If you guys want to. All right. All right. We are broadcasting live a little bit early today, folks. It's about 9 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock. And we wanted to talk about one of the issues that's been going on during the week, and actually for many weeks here on Fort Myers Beach, and that has to do with the mooring field and the upland services. And we're lucky enough to have Doug Speirn Smith on with us this morning, and Doug is remote. First of all, Doug, where are you?
I am in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Now, is it 12 degrees in Boulder, or is it getting nice out there?
No, the sun is rising, and it's a beautiful day. So,
great.
Yeah.
So Doug, for those folks that don't know, tell us what you own here in Fort Myers Beach.
My wife and I own the Matanzas Inn. We've been long time owners there. We also were part of the development group that built Harbor House in 2008. And we still own part of the commercial space there. And we're also part of the group that owns the Pierside Grill right at the pier. So we've been part of the beach since 1986, and we're proud of it. So.
What kind of services do you provide to the folks at the mooring field now at Matanzas?
Well, the town has contracted with us since, I think, 1998 to provide upland services to the mooring field. We provide showers, we provide check-in, we provide a laundry service. We provide a lounge, a small boater's lounge as part of the laundry. We let people use our docks when they need to check in. So we are the go-to person to help those boaters when they get to the mooring field, and we're their first introduction to the beach. So.
And when does this contract with the town expire?
We bid on this contract every 3 years, 3 or 4 years, depends on the contract. And it was renewed for 1 year last August. So we will have to bid it again in August, if depending on what the town's priorities are. So.
Okay, so we know there's no way they're going to find somewhere else to go by August, which is a few months from now. So in all likelihood, they'll be with you for at least 1 more year, correct?
We hope so. We like it, but we have been supportive of the town, trying to upgrade the services and the facilities. And I think with the whole town has changed a lot since the mooring field was first built, and we've been supportive.
Oh, looks like you froze up a little bit there. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We've always been supportive of the idea of upgrading the facilities. We need more showers. We need a little more room. So we've encouraged the town to broaden the search to expand facilities, whether it's us expanding them for them or the town buying something that allows them to provide the services themselves.
So is it a possibility, is it possible at all that Matanzas can expand to meet the needs of the mooring field, which is also expanding? The plan is for the town to expand the mooring field, or is Matanzas just, is it been outgrown?
Well, we own commercial property at Harbor House, and one of the scenarios that was researched was letting some of that commercial space in Harbor House become a base for the town to provide the services. So that was an option. It's been explored by the advisory committees. It's been presented to council. It has been complicated, and I'm not sure there's a lot of traction right now for that to be a solution, but we've tried to present solutions to the town, but it's their decision.
So can you clear up any misinformation there might have been regarding the Harbor House? It seems like the town, some folks in the town were saying it was over a parking spot or it was over the restrooms. It's more than that, isn't it, Doug? It really never got off the ground.
I'm not sure I know all the details because the town has been talking to both the condominium association that owns commercial property in Harbor House, as well as myself for some of our space. So most of the discussions have been at the condominium association level. But yes, parking became an issue. Full-time public bathrooms, I understand, were an issue. But I think generally all of the Harbor House owners don't have any concerns for the property being used for the mooring field. So I think it's just one of those things where there's just an awful lot of people in the discussion. And the town, perhaps rightfully so, would like this to be as big of an amenity to the general downtown core as it can be. So, of course, they would like full use of as much of the property as with as much flexibility as they could provide. And I'm not sure the association or Harbor House met all of their perceived needs. I do think it's a good location for the mooring field. If you think of it simply as access to the downtown core for a lot of boaters, I think it's an ideal location myself. But there might be others, but it is important to be near the water.
So, Doug, did you happen to see any of the meetings that took place this past few weeks regarding this whole issue?
I did.
Okay. So one of the things the mayor said at this past meeting was that you people, I don't know who you people are, but I think you at the Harbor House were the biggest complainers when it came to the big building being constructed down by Nervous Nellies. And that Bill Veach said that you should be bending over backwards to try and give them what they need to get the mooring field residents into the Harbor House. What do you think about all that?
I think Harbor House is supportive of the issue. I certainly am, and our company owns enough commercial space in Harbor House to meet the town's needs by ourselves. So the association actually doesn't have to be have to be involved. But most of this, I think some of the Harbor House owners are seriously impacted by the proposed large building in Bayside Park. But I think everybody who's in the neighborhood, and I think many community members, are not supportive of that big building in the park. So I think everyone felt Harbor House was a good option, but there might be other options. I mean, Moss Marine has been talked about as a location, so has Snug Harbor. I think the key is to find something that meets most of the needs for the mooring field and most of the needs for the town, and keep it in the downtown core and keep it on the water, near the water.
Doug, do you think that the town has really looked at all locations? I know it's ideal for folks to be able to get off their dinghy and be right in the downtown district and be able to go step up to Nervous Nellies or Snug Harbor or Times Square and get something to eat and get something to drink. But I mean, that it doesn't need to be perfect, right? I mean, do you think that the town has really looked at all the options where there's water and the possibility of another building, or are they just saying, or do you get the feeling like I mean, nobody cares what I think, but do you get the feeling that they wanted that building, and so that was really where they were headed with things?
I don't know what the town's, premier goal here is. So I think it was logical to some of the town that use Bayside Park for the mooring field. It's right there. So it has come up in numerous meetings at the advisory committee level. So, and in theory, that sounds great, other than if you look at the building that was proposed, you're getting showers, bathrooms, and a small office in a 3-story structure that was out of proportion to everything else going on. So I think it just it didn't make the most sense. But they have been exhaustive trying to find a perfect location.
Okay.
The mooring field spreads out a long way in the harbor. It's geographically challenging. There isn't very much waterfront available on the island. So it becomes a constrained, the solutions become constrained. So a lot of people have been looking at this for a long time, and that's why you get the idea of Bay Oaks versus San Carlos Island versus the downtown core. All of those have been suggested in the past. So I think people are trying to have an open mind. It's just been a tough set of circumstances and a rather lengthy process.
So, Doug, there's also, it seemed like it's been kind of speaking in tongues, that there's been some criticism of Matanzas and the services, or something to do with the app. There's a miscommunication with the app. They got this new app that I guess the mooring field residents sign up and the whole thing. Can you tell everybody how things are going for you and how you're trying to make things work for the mooring field residents? And would you like to be the permanent place for them if there's a way you could work it out? Could you be the permanent place for them even if they expanded? Tell us all about that.
Well, the town implemented DACWA, which is a very, very good marina software. It's very nice for boaters because you can make reservations and they have your billing information. It's very convenient. I've used it myself many, many times. So it's a good set of software. Moorings Field is a little bit different because we use a wait list. We don't confirm reservations in the order they come in necessarily. We have a wait list and a first come, first serve. So it's hard for us to confirm. We're balancing 70 mooring balls without having eyes and ears on where all the boats are at all times. So as the person who's administratively trying to do it, it has been a little bit challenging for the staff and the town to make the transfer to the software. But I think the mooring field has a very good reputation in the boating community, and certainly the software is a positive thing from a mooring field user point of view. So we're committed to helping the town take the services over. If we need to keep doing it, or if they want us to keep doing it, or if they want to use facilities but take over the administrative functions, we're open to all of this. We like doing it, but we know that we don't need to do this.
So last question, I'll let you go, Doug, and appreciate your time. Well, by the way, what is the time difference in Colorado? What time is it by you? Is it 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
7 o'clock, 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Sorry to wake you up so early.
No problem.
What do you think that the building is dead?
No comment. I hope so.
All right, Doug. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it very much. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your show.
And thank you, and good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
Doug owns the Matanzas, and Doug owns the Harbor House, and we are broadcasting live from Pete's Time Out. And now joining me for the start of the show, say hello to everybody, dear.
Good morning.
Keep going.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show, the real show. Now we're gonna get to the
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know. No offense to him.
I wouldn't say he's not part of the real show, but yeah. All right, so
talking cookbooks.
yeah, your mic's not on, by the way. So I mean, how many times I've taught you to turn your microphone on before? It's all right. Your microphone 2. You grab microphone 3. We've only been doing this for 3 years. Hold on, everybody.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Welcome, everybody, to the show.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Live from Peach Time Out in the heart of Times Square. You're listening to Beach Talk Radio with Kim. This is Beach Talk Radio.
All right, can you guys hear us okay? Hello.
Here we go again.
Here
we go.
All ships at sea.
2.
This is your captain.
Try it now.
Try it now.
All right, let's introduce our guests here, dear. We are
Wow.
broadcasting live from Pete's Time Out. It is, we weren't this disorganized inside. It's episode number 60. We are coming to you live from Pete's Time Out here on Fort Myers Beach. And the video of the show is always on Facebook and on YouTube. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. And our news website is beachtalkradionews.com, where you can sign up for our free twice-a-week newsletter. We're also moving all of our shows, all 160 shows, to the Beach Talk Radio News website. And finally, you can download our news app so you can receive breaking news via the push notification. And that app is available for both iPhone and Android devices. And you can download that anytime. It is a free app, of course. And we will send you breaking news only when news breaks, not every time a news story comes out. All right. And thank you, of course, to all of our wonderful sponsors: Island Oils, Fort Myers Tiki Tours, Nervous Nellies, Margaritas, State Insurance USA, Sun Palace Vacations, La Ola Restaurant, Tuckaway Cafe, Blue Ribbon Events, Sanibel Carts, Beach Pottery, Sunset Beach Tropical Grill, and Shuckers. Of course, our longest sponsor, Pete's Time Out, right here in Times Square. And it's another lovely day here on the beach. A lovely weather day here on Fort Myers Beach.
It is a lovely day. Why don't you let me back the camera up a little bit, though?
That's what I asked you to do. Why didn't you do that?
Oh, no. You saw him shake his head.
There we
no.
go. Very nice.
You saw him shake his head.
Yeah,
No.
he wasn't having it.
And just to check, if you guys let us know the audio sounds okay. I don't know why they're saying the video's distorted, but it is what it is. So let's introduce our guest for the first half of the show. We got some fabulous things going on here, and a first-time guest. Go ahead, dear.
We have Sandy, and I love your last name, Sandness.
That's correct. You got it right first time.
There we go.
Sandness.
Right, Sandness. That's why I know. Do people do that often?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part is I always say that's the only thing I kept out of the divorce.
It's hard to get rid of that, right?
I liked it. It fit.
Now we're good. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And we have Kelly, and I'm
Kelly.
blanking on your last name.
Oh,
Smith.
Kelly's got a story to tell about her last name.
Okay, so I had to get a hold of Ed yesterday because every time the Ed puts me in print somewhere, he gives me a different last name.
Oh, well, thank
Whether
God.
it's Kelly Jones, Kelly Jones Smith, Kelly, but it's Kelly Smith officially. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
okay.
And you have any divorce?
No,
Did you
nothing
have to-
like that. I was Kelly Jones. Last names ever, and I got both of them. So yeah, I know.
Well, you guys aren't really here to talk about last names. So you have this amazing cookbook.
We do. Yes, we do.
So
Sandy
tell
and
us
I-
about that.
Well, this is Taste of Paradise, favorite flavors of Fort Myers Beach. And Sandy and I worked hard for many months on this cookbook, and we collected recipes from different restaurants in the local Fort Myers Beach area and put them in the cookbook. And then many members of the community foundation, Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation, that I'm a part of, also contributed recipes. So we have a collection of
The
really
favorite flavors
of Fort Myers Beach, basically. Yes.
And how is it divided up? Like, is there entrees and appetizers?
Yes,
and
we have drinks, we have the soups and salads, we have the entrees, and we have the desserts and the appetizers. Yes, and they're all color coded, so it's kind of a
Yes.
no-brainer on finding what you need.
It's a little windy out here.
Yeah, so that one right there, that's from SOB.
The fun part of it was when we went to get the recipes, we got to eat the food usually too.
We did. We got to taste test the food. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Reed from SOB made us the conch chowder and also the low country boil. So we put that in there.
You know what he didn't put in there?
The
dear?
chili.
He
The
didn't put it in
I
the
know,
chili.
I know it. I
That
know.
stinker.
He wasn't going to give that one up.
He's not
No,
going to
because
give
he's a
that
cheater.
up.
He's a chili cheater. He's always been a chili cheater. He'll always be a chili
Yeah,
cheater.
and that's,
Oh.
from the Island
Old
Pancake
Pancake
House, the shrimp and grits. That's Robert's shrimp and grits, which is amazing in itself. It's really delicious. And a lot of these things, we, like I said, we got to taste test ahead of time. And then some of the recipes from the members, we contacted
That's
them and we
incredible.
said, oh, we need to try these ahead of time to make sure that they're
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, it's got to be palatable.
we
Requested
exactly.
samples.
Yeah, so we requested samples.
Where
and got
did
to
you
try them?
Where did you go and said to them, "Oh God, this is terrible. Take it back. Give us something else."
We did not do that.
You didn't have a bad meal.
No, didn't have a bad meal. Not at all. We went to
Gotcha.
Skies and actually we put their classic margarita in our cookbook. And so we had to go and order a couple of margaritas and make sure that they were good to put in the cookbook. And
I get
yeah,
it. So you guys were half in the bag when you ate all the food. So
Well,
everything tasted delicious.
everything was delicious at that point. Yes, everything was. But it really is anyway. But it's
Awesome.
all, it's.
So
And
you're
another reason for doing that was to get pictures of the food.
yeah.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
to
yeah.
me,
Yeah,
the
so
cookbook
Very
is
nice.
as much about the pictures as
Did
it
you
is about
take the
recipe.
pictures? Did you?
Some of the pictures we took, especially the local restaurants, and the other ones we scoured the internet looking for pictures that
Fit.
Were
Yeah.
representative
Nice.
of
The recipe.
right,
The
right.
recipe. Yes.
Now,
yes.
Sandy, I don't mean to throw you a curveball or anything, but what's going on with your knee there? You got KT tape all over your knee. What happened
I have
there?
a torn meniscus.
Oh no, how'd you do that?
Oh.
Putting my boat on a dock
Oh,
on
okay.
the lift, and it just tweaked
That's
it
so
and
dangerous to do that.
tore
It's
it in
just
3 places, and
how come you don't have people for that? I got some people that'll help you out with that. They
we need to talk.
I mean, I'm one of her people that helped her with that. I wasn't along that time.
did you wind up going out on the boat anyway that you
I was
were
coming back.
injured? Oh, you were okay.
Yeah.
So you went right to call 911 or you got in the car and drove down or
No, I didn't even.
it didn't
I'll
even
go to the doctor for about.
Oh, so there
6
might
weeks.
be oh, okay. You so there might be
went on vacation.
so do you have to have an operation or you just need
I don't
some
know yet.
rest? Okay, gotcha.
Doctor on
I
Monday.
didn't mean to sidetrack
But yeah,
anybody.
that's
for
very-
anything.
There's
always do
a large dessert section.
Of
I'm
course.
happy to
Yes.
report
Of
on
course.
that.
It's always about the dessert with
section
you.
was very popular. Absolutely. We
yes.
had a lot of contributors.
Let's backtrack for anybody joining us brand new. This is the Community Foundation cookbook that was put together over the last several months, and it is for sale for $99.
99.
Stop.
Is it how much is
99
it?
cents.
How much is it?
It's
25.
$25, and that's for local pickup and delivery. And we have it available on our website, which is for fmbcommunityfoundation.com. Like I said, $25 for local pickup and delivery. It's $28 if we need to ship out of state or out of the area.
Very nice.
I've already sent, one to Minnesota, one to Ohio. I mean, we've had a lot of interest in it.
Very
so far.
cool, and it's
Yeah.
great promotion for the local businesses
It
too. It
is.
really
It
is
is.
free
It is.
promotion
It is.
for them.
Yeah, well, it was. And, we approached a lot of the different restaurants and asked them to contribute. And, a lot of them were really generous to give us their recipes. And some were
Some
kind
of them are main
hesitant.
recipes.
Yeah, some of them made recipe. Yeah. And, but the thing is, people were saying, oh, I don't know if I really want to give up my secret recipe. And I said, what's going to happen is people are going to look at this cookbook and these
Right.
recipes, and they're going to go, oh my God, that looks amazing.
Yeah,
But I don't really feel like making it, or I don't have the ingredients. So I'll just go to that restaurant and
Right.
order it. And
brilliant,
that's- yeah.
brilliant. Yes.
Well, and they may make it at their house, like if they're out of town, and then
Yeah.
come down for the real thing and see how they
To
stand
compare.
up and how it
Exactly.
compares.
Yeah.
so, did you get all the meals for free?
Yes.
Oh, good. I was going to say, all that free promotion you're giving, then you should get the meals for
it
free.
was
Very
great.
nice.
It
Did
was
you get the
great.
margaritas for free?
Those.
Yes.
we did,
Oh, you
actually.
did?
We
Very
did,
nice.
yes.
So what was? I
With
want one of
dinner.
these assignments, Kelly. What the hell?
You don't eat seafood.
For the next edition,
Or
we'll invite
dessert.
you along.
All right.
You don't eat seafood.
So who printed this
Yeah, that's
puppy
what I
for
was
you? That's very nice.
Actually, the Print Shop Inc. did this for us. They put it all together, which they just did a wonderful job. Carolyn and it helped me with this, and she's been busting these cookbooks out because
It's nice.
you know it's a good problem to have. We've been selling out of them as fast as I've been getting the
No kidding.
the editions.
Wow.
So yeah,
We
yeah,
sell
it's been
we
great.
sell out of our ads a lot too.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
do.
It's a
Uh,
nice size. It's easy to read. It's not too, I have some, which
Blah, blah, blah.
I'd never use, cookbooks from, like the Betty Crock, not the
Yeah.
original, the tablecloth looking one, but
Yeah,
the updated
yeah.
one, but they're huge.
All
And
right.
it's,
They
it's
are.
so cumbersome. This
I've
is a
got to
good
answer
size.
some questions before we lose people. They want to know if you ship to Canada.
We will ship to Canada.
All right. Is that
Absolutely.
an extra $5 or something? Or I mean,
can
what's the
check on
dollar
that. We're
compared
doing a
to?
media rate because it's a book.
All right.
So that's why we can ship for a lower cost.
Yeah.
So, but I can check on that.
All
to see
right.
what it would be to ship to Canada.
All right.
Might take a while, but
yeah,
do it.
That's okay.
So-
We're willing.
I mean, to get there.
Are there other places you can pick them up to buy?
So we have them. They're actually at Beachcomber Bookstore at the third floor of the library. One flight up is carrying them, which is down in Kiostero Plaza.
The bookstore
That's
at the library.
The third floor, right. Sky's Restaurant. They've been
Okay.
having additions
Very
there
nice.
as well. And then we're gonna get them to the Islander down at Santini Plaza as
Yeah.
well. But like I said, I mean, I haven't had the inventory to
Very
supply.
nice. And you have
the
a box.
Islander yet,
You have
but
a box here.
I have a box here, and these are for sale. That's right.
If anybody wants to
$25.
come down to Pete's and have breakfast, there are a few tables left, and we have some of these books for $25. Now, tell us where the money goes to. This is not like in your pocket or a percentage from this revenue goes in your pocket.
No,
And
not at all. So
it's not the Margaritaville, not Margaritaville. What the hell is it? What were you drinking? Margarita.
yeah, no, nothing like
fund.
that. No, the proceeds go
Stuttering
to the
today.
Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation. So we actually were fortunate enough to sell ads to put in the back of the cookbook that covered the cost of the original 150 editions that we have or we're printing right now. But everything else is going to the Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation. And then we give back to the community, whether it's Florida Southwest University for scholarships or Choice Market or St. Vincent de Paul or the summer camps like the Mound House Summer Camp or Bay Oak Summer Camp or those type of things. The Community Foundation funds those projects.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't ask us if we wanted to buy an ad.
You're in there.
I thought he
Oh.
was going to say
We
submit
are in
a
there?
recipe,
Maybe I should-
and I was like,
maybe
"Are
I
you
should have-
kidding me?"
Maybe I should have
did
looked to it
actually
first
ask
before I
Ed if he would
criticized her.
put his chili recipe in there, but I didn't think that a hot dog and chili would be a really good idea.
How dare you say
Yeah, we
criticize
talked
my
about
hot
it, and
dog
we're like,
chili?
hot dogs and a chili, maybe not
It's
so
my
much. We wouldn't
sister's
be able
fault.
to find a picture for
It's
that.
a New York thing. It doesn't transfer to Florida.
It's just not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
not
Where's
at all.
our Ed
So
in
you
there?
are in there. You're
Oh,
in
very
the,
nice.
in the,
All right.
the ad
So what
section.
was? I mean, I know it's hard to pick. So not maybe. What were some of your favorite things that you tasted out and about?
Oh my gosh. Sandy Walker's butter tarts were amazing. I mean, they were just so phenomenal.
Those were ones we requested that we must taste.
Yeah, we must
before we
taste
would
before
put
we
it in.
actually put it
I
in
am-
there. And then
Kelly,
I
I am such a fan of the tarts. I
Oh.
have tarts pretty much every Friday night.
I love fruit tarts.
Tarts. What
Tarts.
what other kind of tarts are there,
you talking
dear?
about
Well, there's
sweet tarts?
butter tarts.
Sweet tarts,
butter tarts with
fruit
raisins.
tarts,
They're
butter
so
tarts.
delicious.
What is in a butter tart?
So
Raisins
butter-
and butter.
Raisins
That's it.
and butter.
Yeah.
It's like a caramely, raisiny
Yummy
filling.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I had for dinner all this 5 days in a row last week?
Oatmeal
Oatmeal egg white pancakes. That is a recipe
for
for
trouble.
the next book. Like,
Okay.
maybe we'll do a light book where we get the lighter
things are
side
not
of
light.
diet side. Maybe not a diet. What?
They're not light.
They're
There's
not
a lot
light?
of calories in
We're-
those. No.
We're kind of
Yeah.
thinking our next edition might be drinks and desserts because everybody likes
Yeah,
both of those.
I guess nobody on the beach cares about
Mhm.
light food, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
like a wine and food pairing.
Or
book.
we could name
Yeah.
it
wine desserts.
Wine and desserts.
It could be like the Metamucil book, where
my
it's all
goodness.
about the fiber, and that's really why I have an issue with the
But
fiber.
we
and
would have
so,
to give them away. Who would want to purchase them?
yeah,
Well, that's true.
all right, yeah.
She has a point there. But no,
So, what else were some of your favorites before he's so rudely
oh,
interrupted?
it's okay. No, so one of the ones that I make, and it's a Cajun seafood bread, and I actually got the recipe from a business owner, a restaurant owner that I used to work for back in Warsaw, Indiana. Gordy Clemens gave me this recipe and wished me well. I'm putting it in the cookbook. I asked his permission if you would mind if I would put it in there, and that's one of our favorites, isn't it? We really
Cajun.
Cajun seafood bread.
We have quite the
It's
audience,
really wonderful.
quite the large audience today. So I'm helping to sell some books here. If you
Awesome.
people out there are cheap today and don't buy this book, it's for the Community Foundation, the best
is.
organization on the beach to help the community. That's why it's called the Community Foundation.
That's
duh.
right.
And somebody's watching from the UK today.
All
What's the
right.
shipping?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're locked down in the UK. It's crazy.
Right.
It's just they have nothing better to do than surf the internet looking for goofballs on Fort Myers Beach.
Oh, and
But they do love the outside view.
yeah,
that's
and our
for
condolences on Prince Philip too, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Is he sick?
No,
He
he
passed.
passed
Oh.
away. Hello.
Yeah.
Watch the news.
I-
99 great years.
Kidding. Not how many?
99.
Oh wait,
Wow.
that's a long life.
Yeah,
That is a
very.
long.
I don't know if I want to
you'll be
live that
lucky.
long. Yeah,
I
That's a
don't
long
think you
time.
do.
99. Was he driving?
No.
He's still
don't know
driving
about
in
that.
90
But he probably
know if
has
he
a
was
driver.
walking.
He should have moved to Florida if he wasn't driving. They
I
let
know.
anybody down here drive. Doesn't
That's
matter how old
true.
you are.
And
That's a
I'm
good point.
so enamored. We talked about this off the air with her eyelashes.
Oh,
Look at
gosh.
those babies.
Dear, that was the first thing I noticed when she got here. I
I'm always
said,
have
"What's
eyelash
going on
envy
with
when you
Kelly's
come on.
eyelashes?"
Thank you.
Where
Thank
do we
you. Well,
get-
I can't take credit for them. They're not my own, but
Where'd you get
thank
them?
you so much. Well, they're lash extensions. I have a friend that actually puts the lash extensions on my lashes.
Now, do you do that
I
because your original lashes are too short?
Well, I do it because I'm a really lazy makeup person. I don't like to put makeup
But what-
on,
but
and
really-
so I just have this done, and I really.
But
can
really,
get out
what
of
is
bed
the
and not worry
difference
about it.
between lashes that are not extended and lashes that are extended? It would seem the extensions.
One's short,
One's short
and the
and the-
other is long.
I don't mean the obvious answer, but it's like, don't they get in the way of when you're trying to see, or like you close your eyes and
No.
you feel something flapping on your cheekbones?
Actually,
and
they
Nothing
keep
like
more
that.
dust away because there's
Dust.
more
Got it.
eyelash
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's
No.
a safety thing.
It is a safety thing. It really is.
really, it's a safety
don't
thing.
know.
Medical thing,
Yeah.
doggone it.
I mean,
Protect your
I do it for
eyes.
my own good. Yeah, I don't know.
who came up? I want to meet the person. You think it was a man or a woman? They came up with eyelash extensions, thinking they would sell. Like,
Oh.
why? Why?
I think it's a slam dunk.
See, let me see your eyes. Do you wear extensions on your
No,
eyelashes?
I-
Holy Christ, look at how short your eyelashes are. It's
know.
disgusting. How do you leave the house with those short things?
This is my friend Carmen from Indiana.
I was
and
wondering
has
why
the
she was
lash
stalking us.
extensions Too.
Oh, she-
Oh, yes.
Yes, she
Oh,
does.
so it's like a girl's night out. Let's put
kind of
eyelashes on each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
No.
got it,
You
got
have
it.
to have a professional
Yeah,
do
you
it.
have to have
Oh.
a professional.
Do you need a
do it.
license to do that?
Yes, you
Yes,
Ah,
probably like
I
an
see.
esthetician
Would you-
do.
or.
Exactly,
If you do it in Fort
Do you know
Myers,
what an esthetician
yeah, it's
is?
something to do with your stitch. When you when you're an eyelastetician, do you need a permit for that
Well, yes.
in Florida?
You probably
Fort
need
Myers
a
Beach.
license.
Yeah.
You need a license.
You probably
yeah.
need the fire department. You need every sheriff's department. You need all kinds of permits for that.
do.
But I
No,
digress.
I would like to get those because I was saying that I had an unfortunate incident years ago with an eyelash curler and permanently pulled out,
and by the way,
and
everybody,
they never grew
I
back.
know. person.
the
I know
eyelashes
person.
are not
That's
sponsoring the show. That was all free publicity.
That
So I just
was.
want you all to
That's
know
right.
that. And Lana says hello from Indiana. She's in
Oh.
Indiana.
Hi, Lena.
Very nice. So
Yeah.
everybody feels like checking in from wherever they are today. It's like
awesome.
they're checking in on the Facebook. They like
And I
to
love
check
the
in.
cover.
Yes,
photo.
that is Sandy's
You did it,
photograph.
right?
She did that.
Now that's
Yes,
a nice
she did.
segue, dear. That's a nice segue into
Yes,
Sandy.
She did the she
Let's-
did the cover, and then
Kelly,
this is her
Kelly.
photo on the back as well. That she
Kelly, you're
Sweet.
monopolizing the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
Chill
monopolizing the
out.
show.
Chill out. Sandy's also here, Kelly Jones Smith, or whatever your name
Whatever
is.
my name
Got it right.
I know.
Sandy used to work for the newspaper, right?
The
Sandy?
Sandpaper.
The
Island
Sandpaper,
Sandpaper.
the newspaper that everybody loved and talks about
And
still to this
misses
day,
so
and misses.
much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah.
much.
How long were you there?
7 years.
And everybody knew who you were, knows who you are, because you sold there, right? You were the.
Mhm.
Did you have like a team of advertising execs, or were you the? Seriously, I don't know.
Me,
You were the
myself,
Okay.
and
team,
I.
and you were the
Yeah.
head of the
Very
team.
cool,
The
very cool.
team.
What kind of day is it? It's such a tough business to be in, the newspaper business these days. When it seemed like a family, the Layfields,
We
and
are a family.
yeah. What was it like when you know that it's not going to go on. It had to be horrible.
She gets a little emotional.
Oh,
when
sorry. I
she-
didn't mean to be
Nice.
that way.
No, it's okay.
Hi,
I'm
guys.
actually
in
doing
a good
okay.
way. In a good way,
Oh,
emotional.
yeah.
It's really sad, and I don't think it hit me until afterwards. I was driving over the bridge a week or two later, and I was like, "Gosh, I'm just like everybody else. I don't know anything. There's no sandpaper anymore to tell me what's going on."
Well, that
Yeah.
hurts. That hurts my feelings. But I hear what you're saying.
Besides you,
I'm just
but
joking.
there's always other little things
Right,
going on
right,
too.
right.
that-
Right. And so you took a couple of months off or no months off, or so you were doing something right away after, right? You had something you were working on, or tell us about that.
Well, Kelly came back from Indiana,
In October.
and I think you took me to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I have a big favor to ask you." And I'm like, "What's that?" She goes, "We want to do a cookbook." And I was like, "Okay." Never done a cookbook, but I've done print advertising my whole life. I know that side of it. And I taught myself Adobe Photoshop. So I did a lot of the ads for my customers when I worked for the sandpaper. So I said, I need to learn InDesign. So this will be a good
Mhm.
opportunity
Mm.
for me to teach myself a new program and be creative. And Kelly asked me, but probably more than that was the fact that last year, the Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation really stepped up and helped our Islanders through the food
We are
cards.
FMB, yeah.
And
The
that
t-shirts,
really,
the selling the t-shirts.
Right.
yeah,
and-
really,
the
FMB,
gift cards.
hashtag FMB.
Right.
And that really took to my heart. And I said, yeah, I want to do whatever I can to help this. Let's do it.
And then you started something else that
Yeah,
I want
because
you to
you're
talk
wearing a
about.
name tag there.
Yeah. So while I was working at the sandpaper, I saw a need on this island for a website for people who are coming here to know what we have to offer. Because this island is just a treasure trove of so many things to do outside.
Right.
And no one had put them all together for people to go to
Right.
learn about it. So that was my idea, was a Fort Myers Beach website that talks about all of our parks, that talks about who does boat rentals, who does kayaking. We've got parasailing. So on fortmyersbeach.life, we now have information about where to do it, when to do it, and how to have fun and come back.
I think that is a great idea because I remember I was talking to him. We were looking at something, and I was like, "There's really no one place." I mean, there's TripAdvisor, but you're
Yeah.
still there's
doesn't cover
TripAdvisor is everywhere. There's nothing specific, really, targeted for this area. So I think that's a great. Because people come down, they're like, well, they see what they see to do. They don't see all of the.
Yeah, what it's like to live here.
Right.
What's the website again? Give out the
It's
website again.
fortmyersbeach.life.
FortMyersBeach.life.
Yeah.
People get on there. Is there a way to subscribe? You have a newsletter or something like that? Or,
Not yet,
okay.
and we've got a lot of exciting things that we're going to be adding
Very
as we
nice.
go along. I'm looking at rules, regulations, and laws on boating, bicycling. I'm looking at adding some bloggers, local
Mhm.
bloggers,
Cool.
people who live here and
Yeah.
take pictures and have great things to say.
But it's not going to be printed, right?
no,
It's
sir.
so tough to make it in the print business.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah, it's just-
people want things now. They
No,
want
and-
things
And
quickly.
people want to be able to,
When they're
people that
coming
are
down.
coming down want to
Right.
be able to look at what other things they can do once
Right.
they get down here besides just go to the beach or rent a boat. I mean, there's so many things to
So many
do.
things. She has entertainment. She has tide charts. She has Sudoku. She has the library, the library classes that they offer. I mean, she has so many different things on her website. It's really impressive. It's amazing.
I like to, whenever I'm taking the boat out, I go online and look and see my tide chart.
Okay.
What that's like, because we have a tab for weather and
The
tides.
weather, yeah.
So I can get my weather and my tides on fortmyersbeach.life.
Right. Rip tide,
Rip current.
rip current.
And then I always like to check out some of the webcams here on the beach too.
Right,
I can see
right.
exactly what the Gulf is doing.
Right.
Live
Right.
action.
They need traffic cams,
They
like how
do.
far back the traffic goes. That would
Well,
be so perfect.
I think they have it going that way, but yeah,
They
they,
do?
need one going
Where's
that way.
that one.
Yeah.
I
I
think
didn't
down
know
at
that.
Newton, down by Newton Park.
There's
I think
one on
there's
the-
one.
No, I
City
meant
Hall.
no, I meant the
Yeah.
how far is the
I
traffic
know,
back
that's-
coming on
I know.
onto the beach?
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Google
that
Earth-
would be helpful.
Google Maps will
Google
tell you.
Maps will tell you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I always.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. So how is everybody from the paper doing? Do you stay in touch?
They've all been hunkered down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, why? Something going on that I missed or something?
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So the cookbook is here. If people want to come down and buy it for $25,
$25.
you can
that's
also
right.
make a donation of $50 or $75. I mean,
Absolutely.
people live on the beach. You have money. Stop being so cheap. It's for the community foundation.
Yeah,
It's for
buy
the
a couple
kids.
and give them as gifts. What
Yeah,
a
right.
great gift.
We do have people.
That's right.
Honestly, we've had people do that. I had a lady, actually one of the servers at Skies bought 6 of them
Nice.
just to give out as gifts
Yeah.
to people
Very
in her
nice.
family. So
Yeah.
it was really, that was amazing.
How
It was
is
really great.
my friend the dentist? How's she doing?
Oh, she's doing really well.
Yeah.
She's doing great. Yeah,
I'm
she
kind
had
of
a
hurt
really,
she's not here today. She just, I would just expect her to come along.
I
For,
know,
bet she's
I know you would
tired.
think
Yeah.
that she would, but she works hard.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
really does. And she just finished up with the auction
Right.
and did really great with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's recuperating.
yeah, we had a
I think so.
we had a ton of time at the fashion show. That was a lot of fun. And yeah,
that
it's
was
just
great.
Kelly, I have too much fun hanging around with you. And one night when you
That's
guys are
okay.
doing the eyelashes thing, I want to come over and get a couple.
Okay.
no,
just to
you
see.
have. You
I'll
have
make sure I
this-
call
oh, you
you.
used
Yeah.
to. I don't know what
Or
happened.
we'll go out and get a pedicure together or
Oh,
something
you've been
like
be
that.
saying you've
Yeah.
been teasing everybody about that
I
for a
know.
long time.
All right, so check out Sandy's website,
FortMyersBeach.life.
Life, and come down to Pete's and buy yourself a cookbook,
Please.
or go on the website and order it online, or
Go to the library
or
or-
just-
Library or Skies or One Flight
Flight
Up.
Up.
Thank you, Debbie, for posting that. She posted your website up there,
Yes.
and
FMBcommunityfoundation.com.
or you can go on the website and just make a donation.
That's
because do you have any other events coming up that we should?
Oh,
Know about yet?
We're not really sure. I mean,
Okay.
we haven't really planned. I'll tell you, Nancy sent out a really cute email yesterday. She has to write a president's letter for the newsletter every month. And she was just going on and on about how we're so many, like the women are so great in our community foundation and everything. And she goes, at the very end of it, and this is a spoiler alert thing, she said, maybe next year we'll do a calendar of the women of the Fort Myers Beach Community
Wow.
Foundation. It's kind of a joke, but I thought that was really
Now,
In
cute.
the little
when-
pink flamingo outfits.
Yeah. Right.
So when she writes the president's letter, how does she know he reads it?
Well, she only hopes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most people do.
the last president probably would have read it, but I don't know. This one seems a little busier doing things. So anyway, thank
All
you so
right.
much for coming on,
Oh,
Kelly and
thank you for
Sandy.
having
You guys
us.
are
Yeah,
welcome
this was
anytime, as you
wonderful.
know.
It was great.
And I don't know what your last name will be next week, but we'll make up something fun.
That's okay.
All
You
right.
can call me whatever you wanted.
Kelly and Sandy, everybody, a big
Yes,
hand from our
thank you.
artificial audience. Greatest guest in the world right here. Thank you so much for coming on. And right now, I'm going to turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Tonto, and she's going to read the
Am
first.
I going inside?
We'll just roll with the flow here. You ready, set, go. Because I
All
have to
right.
go, you know where. So read it slow.
I'm gonna read it. You better run fast. All right, so Fort Myers Tiki Tours. And all right, Fort Myers Tiki Tours. Every week I get on and talk about them. Amazing. Over at Salty Sam's Marina. You can book, it's an hour and a half. You're going to take a nice, quiet, gentle cruise down through the bay on this cute tiki boat. Everyone's going to be taking your pictures. They supply the captain, obviously, and you just show up with your food and your drink, whatever you want. And their phone number is live go, folks, 239-887-0042. That's 239-887-0042. You can do daytime tours. You can do a sunset cruise. You can go see dolphins, possibly, might be on your cruise, birthday party, anniversary cruise. Lots of family fun, sightseeing, team building, and special occasions. We went for Father's Day. That was amazing. So give them a call or visit them on the web at fortmyerstikitours.com. And I want to also mention Sanibel Carts, which is a great way to get around the island. They will deliver a golf cart to you. It comes all ready to go, whether it's gassed up or solar powered. It'll be ready to go. And it's for 4 or 6 people. They are street legal, so you can take them anywhere. Park your car, come down, have your vacation. Who wants to be dealing with parking and all of that? Come down, drive around in your solar powered and electric cars for all your vacation and transportation needs. They will also pick it up. You don't have to do any of that. 239-500-CART. 239-500-CART. Listen, I don't do these folks justice. I'm going to apologize.
Why? What'd you do wrong?
I just couldn't get I was all tongue-tied.
All righty.
I was all tongue-tied.
Introduce our
Are you
next
ready?
guest, dear.
You go ahead. I did the first ones.
All right, our friends
Greetings.
from
Good morning.
from Tuna Skin are here, or is it
Hey,
it's just going to be? We got a big fishing tournament coming up. First, tell everybody who you are.
We do. My name is Ben Duvall. There's the camera. Hey, internet world. My name's Ben Duvall. I work in the events department at Tuna Skin, and we're a local brand here on Fort Myers Beach. We started here on Fort Myers Beach, our first store. We have since branched out, but this is kind of our home base.
Kind of like your flagship
everything.
store.
It is. There you
Okay.
go. You're using big corporate
I'm
terms
telling
now.
you what.
It is our flagship store. It is like our most popular, and that's really due to the popularity of being here and being local and getting support from all of our local friends in the season and off season.
Now, Ben, you guys, before we get to the fishing tournament, you also do a beach cleanup, correct?
We do beach cleanups at each of our locations. We have coming up next month, just to spot on this, coming up next month, we have a beach cleanup in our Key West location. It's actually an island cleanup, but each year we do a beach cleanup for our Sarasota and our Fort Myers Beach locations, where we partner with a bunch of local restaurants, and normally pre-COVID, post-COVID, hopefully, we have kind of a block party afterwards where everybody comes out and they eat some food. We clean up the beach. We give out raffle prizes and everything. And so we're doing a little different setup this year for our beach cleanup in Key West. We've done the same setup for Fort Myers and Sarasota. And this will be a semi-virtual beach cleanup. So you will sign up, you'll get a time slot to come pick up your shirt and your cleaning utensils, your gloves and your bags, and you'll be able to go out and clean, and then we'll do a raffle afterwards. It'll be a virtual raffle. Key West is still very stringent on their mask requirements and their social distancing requirements. So we're making sure to keep within those boundaries for them, but still have a really good time.
Somebody
Now,
just mentioned.
You kind of
I know.
ahead.
I keep cutting you off.
jumped ahead.
But
and
I
just-
have to make sure I take care of the audience. The audience posts
Okay.
comments, and you can't
But
read
I
them because
just
you don't
want
have
him-
long eyelashes
I
on.
just want
I
you
can
to
see what
give them
Debbie
an
said.
opportunity to tell about the history and how they got started. That's all. You jumped right into the
I
event.
was just going to say, I thought we practiced this before.
Here, prompt me. Go ahead.
So,
Like, can I say what Debbie said?
well,
she
let
had
him
no
say
idea.
it
what did-
because
what
here's
did
the
Debbie
thing,
had,
because he'll
Debbie
forget.
had no idea that Tuna Skin started here in Fort Myers Beach. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And so, how did Tuna Skin
Hey,
get
hey,
started?
You see what a great segue that is? If you didn't interrupt me,
if
we
you-
could have flowed right into
And
that.
it was not obvious at all. That was
No.
a very smooth segue. We didn't jump
Thank
around
you.
or anything.
No, not at all.
So Tuna Skin got started here on Fort Myers Beach, was the first store. It got started by two guys, Mitch and Bill. Some of you locals out there might know Mitch and Bill. They kind of wanted to start an environmentally friendly apparel company, and this was kind of their home base. And they both had outside stuff that they were doing, and this was kind of a side gig, and it ended up becoming a full-time gig and a very successful company. And we got our first store here in Fort Myers Beach across from Yo Taco. Shout out to Yo Taco.
Mhm.
And it's been really successful.
And,
And why Tuna Skin?
I
Why
think you
not
cut him
like
off again.
Shark Skin?
Tuna Skin. Well, the story goes, legend has it
All right.
that Mitch and Bill were out fishing and they were getting this company going, and they really wanted to find a name for it that was kind of fitting. Am I on? There we go. Wanted to find a name for it that was fitting, and they were out tuna fishing, and they realized that tuna fish is one of the only saltwater fish that has just skin rather than skin and scales. So wearing our clothes is like wearing a tuna skin. Now, a lot of the time we get people that walk into the stores and they say, well, is it made out of actual tuna skin?
Oh, no,
Our stores,
you don't.
our
You do?
locations, and our warehouse would smell a lot different if it was made out of actual tuna skin.
so, Ben, speaking of tuna, do you believe that
Here we
Sunkissed
go.
and Bumblebee is actually dolphin-free tuna?
Do I believe? I will have to do research on it.
Good answer.
See, I avoided actually answering that. I should go into
Yes.
politics.
There
See,
you go.
I would have to do research on it and look into
Have you
it.
seen the movie Seaspiracy?
Seaspiracy? I
Yeah.
have not.
No, you got to
There's-
watch that on
that
Netflix.
is a it made me cry.
Really?
It really did. The
It
way
was
they were killing
disturbing.
dolphins and tuna and sharks and all that. So I just want to make sure that when you say you have environmentally safe shirts, you're not doing the
I
dolphin safe tuna kind of.
yeah, it's not made out of tuna. By environmentally friendly apparel, I mean all of our shirts.
Welcome to the show,
are-
my
no, that's
friend.
perfectly
Welcome
fine.
to the show.
We can do this for another hour and a half. How much time do you
Nice,
have?
nice.
All of our shirts, our Echo line is made out of 100% recycled plastic, which
Cool.
is really cool. And a lot of people.
Doesn't feel like plastic.
Did you ever feel like
Did you
when
want
you?
to feel me too?
No, I'm not.
All
I
right.
don't touch you, man. Come on, you should know that by now. When do you ever feel like they didn't get all the plastic out? They're like, oh shoot, something's stuck in the back there,
Oh,
or nah.
Only when there's a sunburn
Gotcha.
or when someone's poking me in the back.
Okay.
But
So,
it is 100% recycled plastic. It's made out of plastic water bottles.
cool.
And a lot of the time, people, when they come in the store and we say recycled plastic, they go, oh, and they assume that we are like sewing old Coke bottles together. And really, it's polyester. It's just our polyester used to be plastic water bottles, whereas the other manufacturer's polyester, they had to mix a bunch of stuff together and create their own polyester. So we're keeping it out of the oceans. We're keeping it out of the landfills, hopefully doing a little good. And on that note too, our bags at sale, if you come to our retail locations, our bags at sale are biodegradable. So we don't hand out plastic bags and then say, hey, thanks for helping us out.
Right.
Thanks for getting into this good cause. Let's start the process all over again.
Now, for the people in the audience that might not know, what does biodegradable mean?
Biodegradable means it's able to break down. Now,
Ah.
was
Everybody
my
in
word-
the audience knows what
Yeah,
my word too
biodegradable
big?
is.
As
Oh
my
my
boss,
biodegradable.
as my boss at the magazine said, never assume.
That
There's
is,
Ah.
you know
could
what
be a couple
happens when
people
you
out there.
assume.
That's
you
right.
make an
That's
ass
right.
out of
That's
you
right. You
and
never
that guy.
know. Yeah. Who?
So,
So the shirts too are, and you might have to explain this to him. SPF
SPF yeah.
rated to what?
So our SPF rating is 35 plus on all
Okay.
of our shirts. And ours is not based on a lot of manufacturers. You know, everybody says, do you put SPF into your clothes? And if you add anything into the fiber or into the materials, it will eventually wash out no matter how water repellent or water resistant your stuff is. Ours is actually based on the tightness of the weave
Okay.
that allows the sun to come through. And that
Interesting.
nothing will ever wash out of that. It will
Right.
always be the tightness of the weave until it is simply no longer a shirt, and then you just wash your car with it.
Now, do you think the plastic straw ban was overblown or was something that was really needed?
Do I think it was overblown? Yes and no. I think so.
You are a
I'm
politician.
gonna make a pitch here. I volunteer for Moat Marine Laboratories up in Sarasota.
that
and
place is
It
amazing.
is awesome.
Now,
Shout
for
out to
those
Moat.
people in
Yes.
the audience that might not know where Sarasota is,
Sarasota is one, for most
Head
people in
north
the
on
audience that might not know,
75.
we are in the state of Florida, which is in the United States.
hey, there's people watching from the UK. Don't mock people
So,
that might not know where
Sarasota,
Florida
let's,
is.
Let's simplify this for you and everybody else in the
How
audience.
dare you say it's
Florida
me?
goes like this.
It looks like Italy.
There's two indentions in this left side of Florida. The first indention is Tampa Bay. The second indention is Charlotte Harbor. Right between that is Sarasota.
Oh, how dare you insult our audience about
and Moat
geography?
Marine,
Come
no,
on, Ben.
seriously, people, go out, and that place is great.
Moat Marine is great. We actually partner with them to donate from our beach cleanups, and we donate all the proceeds to Moat Marine. And this upcoming Key West beach cleanup will be our first annual, and we're partnering with Moat Marine and Summerlin Key. They've got a really, really good coral restoration program there, where they're researching, they're learning how to grow sustainable coral in there, because we're having so many problems. Where we were just down there, I'm looking at a couple off-camera friends of mine from the team. We were just down there 2-3 weeks ago, and we were
Down where?
snorkeling down in Key
Keys?
West.
Okay.
We were snorkeling down there, and I didn't know this. We have the third largest reef in the United States is in Key West, or not in the United States, in the world is in Key West,
Wow.
Florida.
They tell you that on the Key West Express. They give you little information things. Go ahead.
No, that's that.
Did
that was,
So how much is left, though? It's really
how much is left? I don't have it. Here's your politician answer. I don't have the exact numbers, I'd have to look that up and talk to my people.
So did
But
you know that it's not so much the straws or the plastic bags, it's the fishing line.
Here we go.
It's the fishing
it
line
is the fishing line.
that
that's,
kills the fish.
That is
It's the nets. That's what
It's the
you're
nets
talking about.
and the fishing
And the
line.
monofilament
and-
line.
the difficulty is a lot of people, it becomes easy if you can't fight a fish, or if something happens with your line,
Just cut it.
you just cut it.
Yeah.
And it goes off. That eventually ends up somewhere, and that it gets wrapped around turtles.
Oh,
It
it's
gets
so
wrapped
sad
around
to
the
see
necks,
that.
and it doesn't go back to it doesn't biodegrade,
Right.
and that means break down in the ocean. It doesn't
There's
biodegrade.
there's a market for something like that. Biodegradable fishing line.
Biodegradable fishing line. You know what? We'll have to talk to our people and look into
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And it could be SPF and all
could.
that too.
If you
just
happen to
throw
be
everything
wearing
into
your
the mix
fishing
there.
line for any reason, you could, it'll
So-
block the sun's
so Ben,
rays. Yeah,
Ben,
exactly.
The reason you're here really is not just to be fun and
Yeah,
entertaining
we
and,
gotta
and
talk
educate
about the-
and educate my wife on where Sarasota is.
please.
It's about the fishing tournament. You have a fishing
It
tournament
is
coming
about
up.
the fishing tournament.
Catch and release?
It is a catch and release tournament. We are doing what we're calling our Mid-May Madness Beach Fishing Tournament here on Fort Myers Beach. And the great thing with this tournament, if you follow any of the tournament circuits, or if you live in Florida and you're into fishing, a lot of people post and they talk about their fishing tournaments, and they all go out on big boats or they fish the flats in smaller boats. This allows anybody with a fishing rod to go out and fish the beach. So this is a beach fishing tournament, which, if you are here as a tourist, if you're here as a local, if you don't have a boat, or if you just want to hang out on the beach and do a little fishing, this allows you to compete with some local people here in town and have a really good time. And so we're not limiting to you have to have a boat, you have to fish, this particular
Area.
species. We have a lot of species that we're going to be giving. We got a ton of prizes, and we're raffling a bunch of stuff off from some of our sponsors. We have a ton of prizes for different fish, different amounts of fish. It's basically going to go by inches. When you catch your fish, you're going to have a ruler that's going to have something that marks that you got that ruler that day, because we don't want anybody
Right.
going out
Right.
and fishing a couple days before.
Cheaters.
You're gonna spread out that ruler, mark the length of your fish, take a picture of it, and you're going to email it to our newly set up email website, which I don't have that for you yet, but we're in the process of putting that together. And you're going to email that information, and we're going to give you a point for every inch. And so we're doing different species classes. We're doing a bunch of
Right.
different prizes for everybody out there. And really, we want to harbor a bit of competition, but really we want to go out there and make sure everybody has a good time. That's why we have so many different classes, and the ability to win a little something, whether it's, maybe your initiation feedback, or maybe it's a couple things of apparel or some gift cards or whatever. We just want everybody to have a good
I've
time.
been meaning to ask you this question a long time, like years.
We've known each other
well,
for
we've
years.
tried to get.
we go
we've
way
tried
back,
to get the
don't we?
guys on the show about the cleanup, but they're just too busy sometimes. You can't make it work. So obviously they hired you for
Yeah.
things like this, which is very nice. So when I
Is
get
there a
out,
question
yeah,
coming?
okay. You hate when I tell stories. It is you.
That wasn't a
When
story.
you're on when you're doing the radio or you're doing whatever we're doing, it's just about storytelling. People like to hear
And go.
stories. So when I get out there fishing, how heavy should the weight be under the bobber to keep the bobber up on the water, but still to bring the hook far enough down so you can catch something? And how big should the bobber be?
Well, I wouldn't put any weight on it, first of all, because if you put weight on it under the bobber, it's gonna limit the natural movement of whatever your bait is. If you put a weight right next to your shrimp, that shrimp might want to swim away or look natural, and it can't, because it's sitting there being dragged by a weight. So I wouldn't even put weight
No
on
weight on under the
But
bobber.
with your bobber, I would specifically say, it really depends on what depth you're at. If you're fishing in the flats and it's 2 feet, I'd put your bobber a foot above your bait.
1 foot.
And
Gotcha.
a little
so
bobber.
it's able to. It's
You know,
able to
there's no greater
suspend.
feeling when you're fishing than to see that bobber go down under the water.
Yes.
It's electric.
Yes, unless that bobber is caught on grass.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling until you realize
It's
that
not
you
the
just
same.
caught
It's not
grass.
the same feeling. You have to be reeling the bobber in to feel the grass isn't
That's-
going after the bait.
that's
Come
true.
on, where'd you learn your fishing stuff, man?
Oh
Come
my!
on.
Look, he knows nothing
Jeepers
about
creepers.
fishing. There was a
When
guy
that-
today fishing on the beach, and I was running, and he had one.
What were you running from?
Him, and so
Good
How dare you?
and so he was. It was. I was so excited. I kept waiting because he had 2 poles in, and he was fixing up and he was rigging up another one, and he kept he's looking and he's rigging and I wanted to just get to the point where the thing went down and I could scream fish on and watch him run.
And
to
you
pull it
didn't
out.
do that anyways.
I
Just
didn't.
to
On the
see his
way
reaction?
back, I was going to try and do it, but I didn't want to be that person.
I don't mean to brag or anything, but the biggest fish I caught was I think
A
it was
sunfish.
a 6 pound snapper.
No.
What's your biggest fish, buddy?
biggest fish that I've caught. I caught a stingray one time that had about a 5.5 foot wingspan.
Oh, cut it out.
Yeah, this
You
was
got
up
pictures?
in North Florida. Up in
On purpose?
near
You didn't catch
Carabel.
that on purpose.
We were shark fishing, and me and a buddy of mine, we caught a stingray. And if you've ever caught stingray, they almost kind of suction cup themselves down to. They try and all they have to do is just move their flippers just a little bit to keep themselves on the floor. And so it was tough to fight this beautiful fish, but we were able to get it up, get it to the beach, get the hook out, and let him go.
And it didn't sting you?
It did not sting me.
When I was a kid, we went out fishing once. I caught a blowfish, saltwater fish. I don't know if you know about that saltwater fish.
Well, they don't have freshwater blowfish.
No,
At least I don't know.
they don't. Or
I'm
you're
not-
saying? Are you
I'm not
trying
sure.
to
I'm
trying to
guessing.
throw me a
He's
curveball
eventually
there?
going to get to a point too.
Is it okay to stab the blowfish so that you can see it deflate?
Not in the least.
Okay,
No.
I didn't. I'm not saying we did that. We clearly just unhooked it and threw it back in, but it makes a funny sound
The
if you do
blowfish,
that.
it is a defense mechanism to keep you from, to scare you away and to keep you from stabbing it and to keep everything else from eating it. It
That's
blows
an
up.
interesting fish, the blowfish. It's not something you go out fishing for. I think it was flounder we were fishing for.
And did you catch
Flounder
any?
are
I don't
weird
remember. It
looking.
was so long ago.
You know,
Where
interesting
were you
fact
fishing?
about
In New
flounder.
York?
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Fishing
Yeah.
for flounder in New York. Don't they have halibut up in New York?
No, it was either flounder or what's the bigger? What does snapper grow up to be?
Bigger snapper.
Okay, yeah, it was the bigger snapper that we were going for. It was something
don't know
else.
what
So
you're-
what?
you
Yeah.
don't know what
Well,
you're
it was
talking
it was my first
It
wife.
wasn't. You weren't salmon fishing. I know
No,
you haven't
no.
done that.
So
One time I was fishing with some other people and they weren't watching and they went like this and they hooked me right in the
oh
nose.
come on, dear. Nobody cares about a story
it
like that.
really hurt. It
Were you
really
16
hurt.
and you got your first
I
nose
was-
piercing and that was your
it
excuse?
wasn't cool
You're
back
like, oh, I
then.
was out fishing and I just got
No,
this
they
nose
didn't even
piercing.
do nose.
She's getting long
piercings.
eyelashes after the show. I don't know if
am
you heard
getting
that.
long
Yeah.
eyelashes. So I can,
The extensions?
Yeah.
Oh, you know about the
Yeah.
extensions? How is that?
You know, I
today
think
was the
you
first
have
day I ever
them.
heard of them.
I don't have the eyelashes. I've just got
Oh.
naturally huge eyebrows.
Yeah, and
Look at
and-
those.
Yeah.
I have
So
to-
where'd you get those cool glasses? Do they sell
These
them at
cool
Tuna
glasses,
Skin?
We don't sell these at Tuna Skin.
Okay.
Actually, we sell Kanan sunglasses. Little pitch for Kanan sunglasses. But these, I got an event that we did for Tuna Skin. We sponsor some fishing tournaments all around, and this was at the
those are
Jimmy
nice.
Johnson Fish.
They
Those
are pretty cool.
Yeah, well, those are a good brand.
It's not the glasses; it's me that makes the glasses
I
look good.
see.
See,
How many?
And
oh,
are they
Whoa.
polarized.
Yes.
Yes, they are polarized.
Thank you.
How many shirts do you think those dudes sell from this place in a year? It's got to be.
Millions.
Yeah, close.
You
to
see
that.
them all. You see it everywhere.
You see it everywhere, especially here. And that's one of the great things we try and do. We try and emulate here in Fort Myers because there is, like I said, a huge following for Tuna Skin here in Fort Myers. You walk down the beach, you walk on the boardwalk here, everybody's wearing Tuna Skin. It is slowly becoming a bigger and bigger
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Key
like a
West
community,
and in
too.
Sarasota.
Now
you see it a lot.
she said it was a dumb question, so I'm going to ask it for her. So the building's going to be okay when Margaritaville. It's not down further, right?
That I don't know.
How
the
dare you,
building
Ben? You're
will
the
still,
PR
The
okay.
building will still exist when
Yeah, so
Margaritaville is here.
oh, okay. So then it's not in the same. They're not knocking you down. It's
No,
down
no,
because I know it's right in
we're
that
there.
spot there.
We are
Very
we are
cool.
cemented
Yeah.
and permanent.
What?
So the people that follow you, like the community of people that are really into it, are they called tuna heads? Like, what do you have a name for them?
They are now.
Okay.
Tuna
I
heads.
like that. Tuna heads.
I want a
You saw
job.
it here first, folks. You are now officially tuna heads.
No.
If you tuned into this,
I
Wow.
just think that would be
How much you get
a
paid for
group.
that marketing
I mean, like Trader
scheme?
Joe. I mean, people really get into this stuff.
well,
So
speaking
tuna heads.
speaking of groups, we do have a Beach Keepers Club.
Wow.
There's a segue
Yeah,
for you.
see, that
I'm
was-
telling you, smooth.
Did you guys
Smooth
meet
operator.
before the show?
We do have a Beach Keepers Club that is part of, if you go online, we do our beach cleanups at all of our retail locations. But if you are not close to our retail locations, or if you've been to them and you love our stuff and you went back to Maine, Michigan, Ohio, wherever, we have online, you can become a member of our Beach Keepers Club. And you get your Beach Keepers Club shirt.
Say that 3 times
Beach-
fast.
You get your Beach Keepers Club shirt, and we ask that you create kind of a community in your own community and go out and clean your beach, your lakefront, your riverfront. Even if you don't have any waterfront, clean something.
Clean
outside,
a trail.
Clean a
Get out
trail,
on
be
trails
in
and
nature,
clean the trails.
and become part of our Beach Keepers Club.
So how many locations are there now?
We've currently got 4 locations.
One here, one in
Yes.
Bonita, Key West. Where's the other
and
one?
Sarasota.
In Sarasota.
You know, that's the
okay.
part
We're up there a
between the
couple
2
hours. Yeah.
dips.
We don't need to redo the whole thing. We got it the first time, Ben. Come on. And so, how do the guys go back and forth to all the locations? Is that what they do?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's the good thing with the Fort Myers Beach location and our Bonita Springs location is, you know, they're able to see the locations pretty much every day. It's not as easy depending on the season and depending on the traffic to get down to say
Sure.
Key West.
Sure.
So back to the fishing tournament. How much is it?
It is $50 for a team of 2. Right now we have 10 teams signed up.
Wow.
$50 for a team of 2. You get your commemorative
Is there a
shirt.
limit on how many teams can sign up? Like, should people do that really quick to get a
Not-
spot?
Not
Or-
right now, but
Okay.
understand there are 10, and the more people that are competing, the more fun it's going to be.
Right.
And so be sure to sign up. We've got
Very nice.
go to tunaskin.
You pulled that right out of your leg.
tunaskin.co/mid-may-mayhem. That's
Now, where-
mid-may-mayhem.
You
Wow.
can fish from anywhere, or
Well,
because
never
you're
mind,
doing
I
it
don't want them
virtually.
now.
Yeah, you're not going to want that. I've been sitting here in the sun.
You're
It's-
because you're registering people virtually, so they can fish from anywhere.
No, we're going to start everything. Everybody's going to meet at our Fort Myers Beach location.
All right.
We're going to go through almost if you've ever done tournaments before, it'll be a quick like captain's meeting,
Got
an
it.
overview
Yeah.
of everything. We're going to review the limits. The limits you can, they're distance limits. You can find those on the tunaskin.co/mid-may-mayhem.
Got it.
Go there. You can find those limits and the rules to everything on there. And we're going to kind of revamp those. And then everybody fishes for their allotted time slots.
How long
And
can you
then-
fish during the day? And is it 2 days, 3
believe
days?
It's a 1-day event.
1
and
day.
I believe, how long are we fishing? It's about
Okay.
7 to 12.
Can somebody fish off the dock?
It's beach only. And you
can fish off the beach. You
you
don't
can
need to
fish
be in a
off
boat.
Good Lord. He said that 15 minutes
I was
ago.
a little distracted before with your eyelashes.
So Sarasota is the thing between the 2 loops and on the map.
So what
I
are
have a
what's
short
first
memory.
prize?
They're first. So we've got.
Keep
I'm
the
gonna
damn
give this
flyer
to
out.
you. I'm just. Gonna
I don't
keep
want
it
the
out.
top one.
So our first place for our adult division is going to be $500.
Ooh,
Second place
wow.
is $300. Third place is $200. And in addition to that, we're going to have some announcements on different kind of combinations of, maybe we'll have a trash fish challenge where, you catch some ladyfish and some jacks and measure them. And, those aren't necessarily targeted species, but if they're out there, they're still fun to catch.
And you have a junior division? Okay.
We do have a junior division. It's going
Wow,
to be
nice.
$300 for first place, $200 for second, and $100 for
Wow.
third.
Why don't you do like a little kids fishing tournament at some point, like around the?
That's what the junior is.
I know, but like a little lake, a little, have all the kids around the lake with the bobber. I like the bobber fishing.
He wants to fish with bobbers.
I like
in
the
small
bobber
lakes.
fishing. I could sit
I
in the
think
middle
you
of the
should
lake
have
and
like
make
a
sure
kiddie pool and put little fish in there.
Yeah.
And
there
have
you go.
people
Very
and
nice.
have
So
them
I have
not real fish. I
Derek,
mean,
come on, stick to the serious
Then is it
questions.
a
Cut it
tournament?
out. So Ben,
no, just for like one of the things for like if people bring little kids and
Derek,
they
come on, we're
catch
trying to be
fish.
serious here.
We will take that under advisement.
Yeah.
I can make little poles
He's
and make
never gonna.
little
He's not
magnet
gonna. He's gonna
fish
laugh at you on the way back to his car.
telling you.
So the last question I have for you is about the shirts.
Yes.
Like, how do they fit? Because we go home on the weekend and she says to me, "You put on one of those tight shirts," and I want to see you in one of those. How do they fit tight or?
I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
Don't feel uncomfortable.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No,
you don't have to see me in the shirt.
They are true to size.
Nashville.
Yes, but
Like, what
when I
size
close
is-
my eyes after that description, I still see you
How
in
dare
the
you.
shirt.
What size are you wearing right there?
This is a medium.
All right, and you weigh how much? 185.
He's not 185. How tall are you?
I am. My license says 5'10". Really,
So what are
I'm
you?
5'9".
What are you? 190.
I'm 190.
Oh, one. So
Yeah.
how much? What's your body fat?
I haven't. Are we measuring?
I'm
And
just
so
trying to.
that's a medium?
This is a shirt. This is how I figure out the shirt thing. You're 190, 5'10". Your body fat's what?
Do you have women's sizes?
We do have women's and nice transition.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
getting me out of that.
Come
I
on.
really appreciate it. We do have women's sizes and youth sizes.
Do you have tank tops? She likes tank tops.
We do have tank tops. Yep.
Do they
I
have
don't
the
think I
same
would
as?
get a tank top though, because
No,
the
I mean, for
point
me,
is,
not
like,
you.
for sun protection,
For
I
me.
would want.
Do they come in small?
They do come in small and they
No one wants to
men's
see
small,
you in a
women's
small.
small.
Gotcha. All right.
Get him a junior youth.
It'll be
His arms are so small they would fit. in there.
Oh, that hurt my feelings if I had any.
Do you have socks?
Ben,
Never mind.
thank you for coming on. Anything we missed?
No, I think I'm going.
You're very
through.
entertaining. You
I'm
should
gonna-
start your own podcast, the Tuna Skin
I
Tuna
appreciate
Cast.
that.
Call it the Tuna Cast.
Tuna Cast.
Yeah.
With
Tuna
what
Cast.
did you call them?
Tuna heads.
You see,
Tuna
you
heads.
forgot already. Tuna heads on the Tuna
We're writing
Cast.
that down.
Look at that.
All the
Jeez.
tuna heads out there.
You do it right from the location over there, and we're giving away all the good ideas
That's
today.
right.
You see
I know
what
my
happens?
biodegradable fishing line.
You know what it is, dear? It's when
If
we're
I
out.
see that out there,
It's
I
when we're
swear to
outside.
God.
It's when we're outside. We can.
Oh,
It's just
you
a
get
better.
oxygen.
That's right. There's more
Oxygenation?
oxygen inside. We don't have to listen to
Oxygenation.
Terry
Now-
bitching at
now
us.
define oxygenation.
That is a measurement that blood oxygenate. They can put it on your finger, and that will tell you how oxygenated your blood is, and you want it to be 100%.
We're losing audience.
Yes.
All right. Ben,
His is 50%, and it shows.
we have the flyer on our site. We have the information.
Because we know
You don't want these
right. We
flyers
did
I've been sitting on.
we ran a little story yesterday on our newsletter, and so we'll keep that information up there. It's May 15th. And we want you guys to go on the website and register and have some fun fishing. Great prizes, a lot of great prizes.
Yeah, and really just get out there and have a good time.
Right, have a good
And
time on the water.
You
and
might win something.
And catch and release, people. And don't
catch and release, and no matter what, pick up your line.
Yes.
Please.
And if you catch a blowfish out there, do not pop it. Just throw it back in the water. How about a big hand from our artificial audience for Ben from Tuna Skin? Thank you very much, Ben. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And I believe I have an ad to read, dear. So if you want to hobnob with people, I missed reading the ads, and I'm not set in any way. So I want to make sure that yes, my one of my favorite ads right here. Beach Pottery, everybody. You know why we like the Beach Pottery place? Because of the Vietnam connection and all my years in Vietnam. And I've never been to Vietnam yet, but in my mind, I've been to Vietnam, and I know some people that have been to Vietnam, and I know some Vietnam vets. So I feel a connection to the pots from Vietnam. They have over 8,000 pots at Beach Pottery at 17980 San Carlos Boulevard in Fort Myers Beach. Or is it on Fort Myers Beach? Well, that one's not on Fort Myers Beach because it's on the way to Fort Myers Beach. Beach Pottery, there are super duper friends from $5 to $500. Indoors, outdoors, any kind of pot you need. And they have planters of every size. Is a planter different from a pot? I don't really know. But if you go to the Beach Pottery, they'll tell you the difference between a planter and a pot. And, the key is to lift it upside down and see that it's from Vietnam, because nothing in that place is going to say made in China. That's for sure. I was just telling everybody about my Vietnam experience.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Ben left off one important.
Well, can I
little
finish
thing.
reading the ad?
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Over an
You're
acre
still going?
of property. I like to ad lib, dear. I know
No
you have
kidding?
trouble with the ad libbing with the advertisers, but I like to make sure that I give them their money's worth.
All right, go.
8,000 pots imported from Vietnam and Mexico.
It's Mexico.
Yeah, a new line of all-weather outdoor furniture, and they have a guy that carves stuff with a machete or a chainsaw, and he makes things, and they look real, like It's incredible.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Give 'em
I
a
know
call.
you've seen them, seen so many of them.
437-4211. 437-4211. The Beach Pottery, folks. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. And now what did you want to say,
No,
right?
I was just going to say, when you see the flyer, it's got a little QR code, which I don't know. I don't know what those things are.
You
but,
put your camera up to it, your
Yes,
phone camera up to
and
it,
it'll
something
take
happens.
you right to
Let's
the
see
website.
if I could do it while you're
So-
chatting there.
And I would say, too, that I don't know if he mentioned, I didn't hear it, that May 25th
There you go.
is the sign-up deadline. So
It's like when you put the QR code in the restaurant, they have they don't have a menu, they just have like a QR code. And you have
Yeah.
to look on your phone for the whole thing. And you know what they're doing? They're going to feed you ads after that at the restaurant. That's what they're doing.
I was in the Keys with my mom, and we went to, I think it was Caroline's was the name of the place. We've been there before. It's amazing.
I
amazing.
think Jimmy Buffett wrote a song about Caroline's.
It's amazing. It's so good. Anyways, they had that, and my mom and I could not figure out how to do it. And the waitress came over, and she's like,
Really?
"Yeah."
I
She said,
understand
"Do
your
you
mom
two
not
just
knowing."
want, a
Chips?
paper one?
Oh,
we said yes,
gotcha.
please.
Well, today was an interesting day because the first thing we need to tell this story. The first thing that happened today was we got here at 7:00 because the gates opened at 7:00,
Yeah.
and this was an unusual event for us
Well,
because
this is interesting.
we got here at 7:00. What's interesting? What, something coming down?
It's a powered three-wheeler.
First of all, he's breaking the law, and that's part of the reason we're out here. We're doing a public service because we want people to see they're riding bikes behind us, everybody. You're not allowed to ride your bikes on the sidewalk in Times Square because a little kid could dart out and you could kill the little kid with your bicycle. Was that powered?
Yeah.
That is powered. He's got a powered tricycle on the Times Square sidewalk.
Okay, go ahead with your
But
story.
back to the story. We pull in the parking lot because it opens at 7:00, and we like to get a prime parking spot because we have some stuff to haul over. So we pull over to the first 3 spots, and we see something unusual, and that's a van. Like, what would you say was camouflage? It was it was like there were dead deer inside or something.
No,
I'm not
it
saying
was
there
like a
was.
wrap.
Hi, folks.
It was
How
a
are you?
wrap.
Welcome to Fort Myers Beach. My name is Mayor Ray Murphy. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
This is what
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Where do you live? Where? Oh, okay. All right. Have a great day. Spend some money. See, this is all about promoting the beach. And so there was this
You're not
van,
that
this
funny.
F-350 van parked sideways. Like the guy was taking up 3 spots,
3
right?
spots.
At least 3 spots.
At least 3 spots.
And so, he was in our spot. That's our spot. I like to park the spot. I like to park the truck backwards so that
There's
when
no assigned parking. It's
Right.
first come, first
Well,
serve,
but my
you don't
point
get
is-
to take 3.
Well, my point is, I like to park it in a situation where when we go back, see, I'm trying to help the people out here. When we go back to the parking lot, you see how fast they're going behind us now? That's
Can
against
you
the
please
rules.
finish this?
I'm telling a story. Now, this is what the show's about: storytelling. What was I saying? Oh, I like to back the truck in because when I leave, I want to be able to load the truck up quickly so that people are waiting for spots. I don't want to inconvenience somebody. I say to her when she's busy trying to PR with everybody after the show, let's go because we want to get out quick. Not because we want to leave the beach, because there's a backup for people that want a spot. And we usually have a good spot because we get here early. So I say to the guy, I say, hey, you're taking up 3 spots here. And he gets right in my face and he says, yeah, like I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. And then it was like we were yelling at each other and arguing with each other. And he says to me, then he starts yelling, help, 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 or attack, or he's attacking me. Well, it was just bizarro. And the reason that he was there, he said he was there because he was blowing the parking lot. Like he's the blower guy. So that's the Lynn Hall parking lot. And that's a county parking lot. So he said that he doesn't get paid, but he has these blowers and I guess he's a volunteer for the county. So one of your ranger boyfriends walked by. What's the ranger guy that's been here forever?
Oh, yeah. I saw him this morning.
So I asked him to come over and
Tony.
I showed him a picture of the guy's back. And because the guy turned around.
Zapata.
First of all, the guy says to me, hey, just follow me over the bridge and we'll finish this on the other side of the bridge.
He did not.
He said it to me after you went running because you were losing your mind.
He just kept calling us Yankees.
Yeah, why would he call? I said, dude, we live in Gateway. How does that make us Yankees? Because what? Are they? I thought, how does he know I'm a Yankee fan? Well, I mean, why did he keep saying? Why did he keep saying that?
Because he was assuming you're from.
It
up
was
north.
just. It got bizarro. So he shows me his back, and the name of the company is Brown Contracting. That's the name of the company. So I asked your Ranger boyfriend if I was like, do you guys contract out to this guy? And he said no. So I had no idea what that whole incident was about. But
you'll have to ask. You can.
I'll ask my friend Ray Sandelli.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he'll figure the whole thing out.
I also want to ask Ray if he knows if there's
just
any
weird.
sort of timeline on the bathrooms getting finished.
Yeah, you need
Or
to
if
ask
they've
Ray. Why
been-
don't you ask the Cub reporter here, the
So
journalist?
have they been started? Are they
Oh,
are they
oh.
working on them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They started just when season got underway. They started the bathroom construction, and I think it's 2 months. It was 2 months from the time. So when season's over, oh no, they wanted to make sure it was done by the 4th of July. That's what I know. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. See, any other questions you have for me about what's
Nope.
going on in town? Anything you want to talk about?
Nope. I'm anxious for them to get done.
Yeah. That's right, because the porta-johns are right next to Kilwins, and there's no
No,
better
but I
feeling on the
use-
beach
I
than when
use
you're eating
the-
ice cream to smell a little duty.
Well, and if you need to change your clothes, which a lot of people do, you don't want to do that in a porta potty.
No. And the last thing I wanted to say was, if you watched the meeting, and I want you to talk about this because we watched the meeting. It was a
get out of the sun. Hurry up.
7.5 hour some odd meeting, a town council meeting, and it felt like Beverly and Roland just got rolled over by the town staff. And I say that because they have Beverly as an attorney, and I forgot his name from
Patrick,
who's an engineer, and they're trying to work with the town to get Myerside, a project done at Myerside down the street here, where they add a couple of cottages and they add a little restaurant, and the communication between the town staff and Beverly, Milligan, and Roland was just, I mean, it's absurd that people have to jump through hoops just to get an email response or just to get somebody to get back to them when they're running an operation on the beach. It's just common courtesy sometimes that people get responded to. I guess the reason,
Could you call them?
well, here's the other thing. Obviously you see we're outside, so something's going on here that you may or may not know about. So I'm trying to call town hall to see what, or can we be street performers? Can we, can she juggle behind us or eat fire or whatever? And that makes us a street performer, right? I mean, who gets to decide who's a street performer? I guess anybody
you get
can.
to do it. Why can't you be something?
What could I be? I can be something, right?
I can think of a few
All right,
things.
I'm sure. So I call town hall and I go to the extension that I know handles these things, the street performers, and it says, after the beep, leave a message. I'm like, okay, well, that's not a big deal. I'll just leave a message. So there was no beep. And then all of a sudden there's a Spanish survey. I have to take a survey in Spanish about my voting record. And I was like, oh crap, I called the wrong number. So I did it again. And it happened again. And then I asked 3 people to do it, because now I think I'm going bizarro or something crazy is happening. And then I asked somebody that's on the council to do it, and they got the same thing. It's like, how do you run a government where the citizens,
Maybe
the
there was a
taxpayers,
glitch. Maybe it was a temporary glitch.
wouldn't you think that is an important glitch? Like, they don't even think the sound at town hall is important enough to fix.
No,
We're trying to listen to the meeting where Beverly is saying, we got no response, and half of it's cutting out.
And then no
nobody
response.
says anything about that. It's just constant. And I know now I sound like my broken record again, because nothing ever gets done. Nobody ever says anything. And then the fact that they had to complain about the town not getting back to them, it's just so disrespectful to somebody. And you could be disrespectful to me, I don't care, but she's an upstanding citizen, and both of them are in the community. At least you should get back to them. They deserve don't say you're going to get back and then you don't get back, because that's bullshit. That's just bullshit. That's all.
Okay.
Do you think it's okay for that to happen?
No, I think they should respond to everybody in a timely manner, and that it should be across the board. There should be some sort of, this is a 2-day response, or please allow 3-day response, but there needs to be some standard under which things can be responded to.
Okay. I'm going to give a brief explanation about why we're outside, and then we'll sign off. No, you can't go anywhere. Oh, you're getting sunburned. So here's a brief explanation. We were going to apply for a street performer's permit to see what happened, knowing that we would get denied because what's a street performer? We were here in August of last year, and we got a violation sent to our house in Gateway that said that we were violating a code. We weren't told specifically what the code was, so we were unsure. But we didn't want to cause any trouble with John and Pete's because we love these guys. We don't want any issues. That's why we're sitting in the town's spot here today. So we figured out we would just apply for a street performer's permit, and we were told on the phone, you're not a street performer. Okay, so if we're not a street performer, then we must be the press, right? Or the media. I mean, everybody knows we cover the meetings and we do the newsletter, and people subscribe to the newsletter. Rexanne reads the newsletter. I can see who reads the newsletter. So it's maybe they don't think it's a credible source, but it's some kind of source. And so we're just trying to, if we're not a street performer, then we must be the press. And if we're the press, then that's an argument we want to make. If the guy that is,
this is a you thing.
Wait, your mic is off. If the guy, okay, you got the wrong one. If the guy that's allowed to stand up on a box.
This is a you thing.
Right. I just want clarification. And if there's a clarification, like if they, I'm guessing somebody took a picture.
A clarification on your classification?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I'm guessing that there was a code enforcement officer that took a picture today, and we're going to get a code violation or something's going to happen, which is really what I want to happen. I wish they wouldn't do it privately. Just bring it over so I can sign it, and we can then take the next step. So we can get clarification on what it is.
On your classification.
But right. But if it's not, we can't be a street performer. We're not selling anything outside. We do have a sign, but the street performers are allowed to have a sign. And if you read, the reason we're out here today is if you read the ordinance, it says specifically in the street performer ordinance something about the First Amendment. The town knows that it has certain restrictions, or it's not allowed to restrict certain things on the people's First Amendment. And that's why the crazy religious guy gets to yell in your face, because that's the First Amendment. We're not breaking the noise ordinance. Now, clearly we're saying things that people don't like, but you're not allowed to censor that. That's just part of the deal. You don't have to listen. You can tune it out, but we want to know what rule we're breaking or not breaking. And that's what we're ultimately trying to find out.
We want to know how we can accomplish this within the constraints.
Right. What's the right
With
rule
the right
to be outside?
What's the right way to go about it?
To be outside. I think that, and the reason for some of the folks that are new.
Maybe if we're mobile, do you think you could put this stuff on your back and we could be roving? I could, no. You could be a roving reporter?
For those that don't know, we started the show in 2000.
Could we go in the back of the truck?
Yeah, you're interrupting me now. We're trying to be serious. How dare you? How dare you? In 2018, we started in August of 2018, and Roger Hernstadt was one of our first guests. He's the town manager. And we had every single council member except for Joanne. Bruce was on a couple of times. Anita was on a couple of times. Who else was on the council at the time? I don't even remember who was on the council at the time. Ray Murphy was on. At least he's probably 15, 20 times. Rexanne's been on many times.
15, 20. I don't think it was that
Well, he
much.
used to come on when we were doing the shrimp festival down at the Sea Gypsy. And when
everybody knows this. You harp on that all the time.
I know. That's why we're trying to get clarification on that. We're not trying to get any restaurant in trouble.
Just buy some cookbooks.
Yeah, buy some cookbooks. And we thank you all. And those of you that wrote letters in support of what we're doing, that meant a lot. We appreciate that.
That
was letters that you sent. I shared some of the letters with Kelly and with the sidekick Tonto here, and they really meant a lot. And we've got letters of support from almost every business in Times Square. So anyway, enough about my issues.
It's very nice for someone to take the time
to
write a nice letter. When there's a product or a service you don't like, you're going to get right on it. But to write something nice I was very appreciative.
By
I'm
the
very
way,
appreciative
we
of
are
that.
getting ready to bust out of here, so we're going to play a little music. But what
Oh,
you're
here we
going
go.
to, yeah, Byron
I don't know what
Donalds.
this is.
Byron Donalds next weekend. That's going to be a big show. He is the United States Congressman for Florida. He's going to be here the whole hour.
Okay.
We're not having anybody else because we're gonna have him sitting right here. We're gonna have a nice big audience, and if you have questions for him, we are going to talk about the water. We're going to talk about the insurrection. We're going to talk about whatever else he wants to talk about. You know, he's a man of his word. He said he would come back if he was elected, and he did come back. And that,
Well, he is planning to come back.
yes, and I confirmed it last week, and that's more than I can say than Adam Botana. Bye-bye.